Right, let's start this video properly, guys. So as you can see, my original intentions were to build a sort of plough point style shelter tonight, but with a gusty wind I think that would just act as a massive parachute, so I've gone with this sort of, it's kind of a DD tarp tent of kinds. It's all run off a ridge line just to keep the back end up, give me a bit more space, keep the front end up, and I've kept it relatively low, so hopefully that will shed some of the wind coming down off the bank in there. But it's pretty warm in this area, so we've got a lot of brush over this side, and like I say, we've got a lot of coppiced hazel on this side, so it's not too bad. We do get the odd gust, but fingers crossed the shelter will hold up through the night. So I brought the bush box tonight for a little fire. I was hoping to get that inside the tarp. Might be a bit low, but we'll give it a go. If not, I brought a little gas stove I want to show you guys. Something I picked up recently off my local flea market. Very cheap, and it's a banging little stove actually, so I'll show you that in a bit. Brought some sausages, bacon, eggs, a lovely little Christmas pudding, and that's pretty much it for the night, guys. And I need to collect some firewood and get the stove going, so see you soon. Oh, bloody hell. Fingers crossed that was the worst of it. Firewood, oh dry firewood. Well guys, sod's law. I managed to cut a couple of sticks of hazel for the stove, and the rain started tipping down, so I've been resigned to the shelter a lot sooner than anticipated. Bloody hell, that's come out of nowhere. That is blowing a gale. So while we're taking cover from the rain, I thought I'd show you my little bargain stove I picked up last week from my local flea market. So for the older generation amongst you guys who used to go camping in the 70s, you may well be very familiar with this stove, as this again was very popular. So browsing my local market last week, I did see a box. It had instructions, and I just thought it was some sort of flask. You may well recognise this. So reading the instructions, I realised very quickly that it was an all-in-one self-contained cookpot and stove system. So without even opening it, I just asked the guy, I says, how much you want for this? He said, give us a £5. So who could turn down that for a £5? So I rushed home with it, opened it up, and it still had a gas actually fitted to the stove. So I tried it. You got the gassy hissy sound. I boiled my first pot of water in it and I was absolutely buzzing. It has two fantastic size little cooking pots and a handle. I'll show you in a minute. But it also came with a spare gas. Now when I went hunting online for more gas, that's where the fun started, because the gas for this stove is like hen's teeth. It's not made anymore, and where you can get it, the odd person who's got the odd tin, they're asking absolutely silly money for one. So with that spare canister, I've actually got a spare canister for this. I got it in the box, and that is actually my retirement fund now. So if I play it right, I'd be able to retire on that one canister, because they're asking like 30 quid for one currently. So anyway, I thought, well, after I've used them two gases, that's going to be the end of the stove, because I can't get any more gas. Until I started rooting about on the internet and found out people are actually modding these stoves, which is what I've done now. Let's just open it and have a look, shall we, quickly. Bloody hell, that was fun. So again, this comes with two little cook pots. I'm hoping this bloody shelter holds up tonight. If not, I've only got the bivvy bag to save me. So in the cook system, guys, you do get two little pots, two aluminium pots, which are very generous in size actually. And on one you get one detachable wire snap handle that will fit on both pots. They are aluminium, you know I'm not a fan of aluminium, but for what it is, for, you know, every now and then use, I don't mind it. But the thing that stood out to me with this stove was the burner head. The burner head is absolutely amazing. So, and there is the burner head there, as you can see. It's got a really nice deep rim around that gas burner. But the actual hand support inside is just a matter of folding two little wire arms out, like so, and that will take any size pot and pan. How simple is that? Now obviously the flaw with this was it was only designed to be used with that other stove, so what I've had to do, where the copper is on the actual base of the burner, that's original. The orange gas valve here is off the old Chinese stove that I had, and I've just screwed that down on top, and this will now fit on modern gases. So now this burner head can be used on modern gas, making for a very small, compact and pretty lightweight gas burner. Now there is one fatal flaw with the gas that I did buy off Amazon, and that is the actual gas canister itself is leaking. I have reported it and I'm trying to get a refund currently, but I walked into my gear room last week and I could smell distinctively a strong smell of gas, and after checking the other stoves I found this one to be leaking. I've submerged it in water and it's leaking just around the base, the ring on top of the burner there. So I'm going to use it and then send it back, but it does the job for now. Well, ladies and gents, apologies for the minimal film, but today is certainly not a day for moving the camera about, getting all them cinematic shots. Today is a matter of trying to keep your gear dry and dirt free, which I'm struggling with, but I've managed so far. I am on my reconstituted coffee, warmed up 3 times now. I have had to fit another, I've used the Helicon Tex poncho as sort of a canopy extending from the main shelter, because I cannot be sat in there all night. I won't be able to film, I won't be able to move, and this is doing the job. I highly recommend anyone to carry one of these as part of their kit. Like today I've used it as a impromptu shelter, and it's there for rain gear as well, so awesome. Right, well, we are very quickly losing the light, so I think this is going to be a talking head film. We've got the lantern lit. Can you even see what I'm saying? You can't see me. There we go. So the tarp shelter is holding up so far. It has gotten wet, so it's become a bit floppy, but I've pulled it out where I can. As long as it lasts me the night, I'll be happy with that. What's the problem with using such a large tarp? They are very floppy in the wind, but fingers crossed, it should be alright. Famous last words. I've lost 1 foot off my chair, so I've got one side sinking into the ground. Apart from that, nothing to report so far, apart from a couple of pillocks on crosses flying up and down the river. But it's all part of the adventure, you see, because I've got it planned in my head that I'm actually escaping, evading right now. The world's gone to shit. I've grabbed a tarp in my bag and I've buggered off into the woods. And these are hunters on bikes, hunting down civilians, solo campers looking for gear, and I've evaded them, so yeah. They'll come back to bum rape me in the night and pinch my knife. Eee. It's definitely got a hobo style to this pot, but they are good sized pots. Not great for drinking coffee out because they do go cold very quickly, but right guys, I've decided we're going to cook on the mini gas stove. I've nowhere really to process the firewood down, and everywhere is just an absolute slop, so I've used the hazel that I managed to cut for firewood as a raft to stop all my cookware from sinking into the mud. So I've got some mushrooms, I've got sausages, eggs. I'm just going to throw all that in a pot and call it good. Just hope the gas lasts. So guys, I've been thinking, and I thought to pass some of the boredom, because it is going to be a bit of a boring video, I thought, what could we talk about while preparing some tea? And I thought, what about getting over your irrational fears on solo camping? So, what was my fears, first of all, when I first set out to do my first wild camp, which inevitably we all do. After we've collected all our shiny gears and we've done a few day camps, there's always that itch eventually to get out and spend a night under the stars using your gear. So when I attempted it the first time, my irrational fears wasn't ghosts or just being alone in the dark or zombies or anything like that. Nope. My irrational fear was, and don't laugh, aliens. Yep. My irrational fear was, what if an alien from a planet millions of light years away across many other galaxies, one alien decided to leave his home planet to travel across thousands and thousands of light years across the interstellar cosmos to maybe come upon a insignificant blue marble in the middle of the Andromeda galaxy, to then travel down into Earth to a small island called the UK, to then come across a random tiny spot of woodland where I was camping, just to come down and put a finger up my bum. That was my irrational fear when I started to camp. So when we talk about irrational fears, these are things that are very, very highly unlikely to happen, although everything, given long enough, has a chance to happen. So that was my irrational fear, guys, when I first got out camping. The possibility of a solo alien leaving his home planet to find me in the middle of the woods to just come and sodomise me with a probe, a bum probe. So yeah, you have to let me know down in the comments what your irrational fears were, or still fears now. I mean, what you really want to be scared of is being wrapped up nice and snug in your bivvy bag one night, not being able to move, and a mad axeman comes across you and chops you up in your bivvy bag. That's something you really want to be scared about. But or how many of you guys actually want to go camping but are still put off on the idea, and you've got all your gear there, but you just can't get over your fear. Right, we are cooking with a titanium pan, guys, and as we know, cooking with titanium pots on a burner, a gas burner, never fares well. So we're going to continue to stir. Right, and let's see how we get on with that. So guys, pretty much nothing happening. The wind has picked up a little bit. But yeah, so far, nice quiet night. I've just tested my new torch, and oh my goodness, is it bright. I will demonstrate that to you guys in a little while. As soon as I've had some scran and another coffee, and then I'll probably retire for the night, maybe watch a film. So we have switched to red light. I do not want to attract any unwanted attention to my position, and especially don't want any aliens visiting my camp in the night. So the stove is actually performing phenomenally. We've got some sausage in there, some mushroom, probably not worth, oh, don't want to lose any of that, but yeah, it's definitely all smelling good. Well, I don't know what's happened to that yellow weather warning, but it is very, very calm here at the minute. Still very sloppy, but very calm. No doubt, I'll put my head down tonight. Managed to get an hour and get woken up to battering winds. If that happens, rest assured, I will turn the camera on. You can witness my demise, trying to scramble all my gear together and doing an emergency break of camp. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I know it's not bushcraft, but for quick and easy, I think you do need one of these gas stoves as part of your kit. Especially as small as that, it doesn't weigh much, and with a titanium pan it's just a quick and easy go-to, innit, in case of scenarios like this. I didn't bring any custard for me, bloody hell, didn't bring any custard for me pie, me Christmas pudding. Oh yeah, come on. Do more there, do more. I really do like that burner, guys. For something as vintage as that from the 70s, and it'll probably outperform some new cookers today. I did a test with that indoors with 400ml water, and it brought that 400ml water up to a boil in less than 2.5 minutes. I mean, that could be down to the gas, but that burner is a fantastic little burner. And I have just had a message from the shop I bought it from while I've been camping today, so I'm going to read that, and hopefully they'll just say we'll either re-immerse you or send you a new one, because this is it's taking a bit of a risk as far as I'm concerned. If that's leaking gas and I'm using it, that could just go kaboom in your face, and everyone within a metre proximity is dead at the end of the day, like a little mini grenade. The fuel hand is giving off some lovely light. I did want to actually bring one of my Coleman dual fuel lanterns today, but they are heavy beasts. But oh my word, the light they give off and the heat, absolutely amazing things. But I think it's more akin to car camping than actually hiking out with it. Right, ladies and gents, so it is a full moon tonight, but as you can see we have very little illumination. I have maxed out the ISO on the camera to try and give you the best effect. But this is the Olight Seeker 4 Pro, brand new from Olight, well, brand new to me anyway. And I'm just going to give you the full blast and show you just how bright this flashlight torch is. So here we go. Boom. And the Lord said, let there be light. And there was light. Absolutely amazing torch. Stepless dimming with battery indicator. I'm not even sure if the mic is going to pick us up from here, but very bright torch. Absolutely awesome addition to my kit. And it has got self-defense properties, guys. It has got a cremulated bezel for breaking skulls if necessary. And also can use this as a personal light shield. You shine this in someone's face, they're not going to be able to see for a good 10-20 seconds afterwards, and then if they are posing a threat you can set about them and leave them in a bit of a mess. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Check it, look at that, guys. Oh. Right guys, it is currently 7:30. I'm in bed already, and I'm gutted. I've just had my Christmas pudding, that was nice. It was nice and moist actually. Much needed after that absolute car crash of a meal. It was like half boiled, half fried sausages, some of that identified as scrambled eggs, and sweaty mushrooms. But it was edible. But that Christmas pudding went down lovely. That is my sweet tooth, because I am absolutely gutted. I've got a lovely box of licorice all sorts, you know, just the ones with the pink and blue, the torpedoes and the licorice. And I forgot to bring them. That was on my list. Make sure you bring your licorice, and I didn't. so gutted. But yeah, the wind is just starting to pick up again now. No rain, everything is tucked away, and hopefully I'm hoping for an uneventful night, a safe night at least. But if we do get any severe weather, I will be sure to turn the camera on straight away, slugs absolutely everywhere, to bring you in on the action.
Nowadays, it's good to have a stopwatch digital thing.
So that wind is
forever, so cool out. In here, this is a sewing kit. These are just big sail needles, basically. It's always good to have a sewing kit on you.
The wind is definitely picking up. We have just had a passing of rain as well, very heavy rain. But that wind is definitely getting up. I can hear it coming straight through the trees. So this is going to
do a cowboy stitch, or
I think it's going to be exciting.
Real basic stuff. If you've forgotten or you never learned,
I actually had a couple of hours before, but it was way too early. So now I'm wide awake, and it is currently
especially nowadays when I try
3 minutes past 12 midnight. But they did say 11 o'clock the rain would start. That did happen, and now the tarp before I turn the camera on has actually just been blown flat, so I'm hoping the guy lines hang out. Hang out, hold out.
So it pretty much becomes two hats. I get rid of it.
Watching a bit of Hang Tough. Good little channel. Very survivally orientated. Let's have a look. Good guy.
These are alpaca, I believe. Very warm, beautiful. Take the big fat stuff, just make a simple flip on it. That saves the back of your pants from wearing out when you're up in the woods, walking around, really anywhere. But I love it.
Fire's getting loud. I've used some good quality knots on the guy line, so we should be okay. Famous last words again. Good morning, guys. So, as you can see, I survived the night. The weather didn't get up too much. We had a couple of heavy gusts, some rain through the night. But, saying that, I just had a call from the missus, and she informed me when I felt the harshest of winds last night, get this, I kid you not, you can check it up yourself, a tornado has ripped through a local town just down the road from here, called Carbrook in Stalybridge. Have a look, it happened last night, and it's left a trail of destruction. It's destroyed buildings, it's took roofs off, shop windows, cars, everything. And that is literally not far at all from here, down the road. Unbelievable. So at one point last night I did feel a battering of wind, and I could hear it roaring through the trees. And then we had the rain as well, and that was the worst. I felt it before I got my head down. But yeah, bloody tornado. First one in Ireland, now one in UK. They're becoming all too frequent, these storms, aren't they? Freaks of nature. Freak storms. So anyway, guys, I've got the stove on, as you can see. I'm going to wait for it to properly pass. It is still on and off with the rain, and I do want to try and keep my gear as clean as possible. But stayed dry through the night. Tarp did a good job. I just had to pull the lines tight again this morning, but 11 o'clock I woke up. 11 o'clock. I'd say I had a good night's kit, but unfortunately I just cannot get comfy on the ground. I don't know what it is. I think it's my old age. I feel it in my back, I feel it in my knees when I'm laying outside, so I think I might need an extra pillow for between my knees. Or in fact, I tell myself this every time I do this sort of camping, this sort of weather. And after this camp, I always say, next time, hammock. Hammock camp next time. And what do? Straight back to the ground again. I never follow my own good advice. So we got the fire on. I'm going to have a couple of eggs, maybe a coffee. The rain's meant to clear up for a couple of hours from 1 o'clock onwards. And I'll make a preemptive strike just before then to get everything packed, and then I'll be hiking out. Hopefully I don't have to cross the river again, because that was no fun yesterday. And I had a spectator right at the end, you know what I mean? I was like this far away from the other bank, and a guy turns up with his dog and he's watching me. I'm like, oh. And then you start stumbling, your feet start slipping. It was fun. But yeah, all in all, a good camp. I don't think I brought too much gear this time. I used my little stove, I've used my bush box. The mat is absolutely filthy, so I'm going to have to try and clean that off. I'll just dunk it in the river, I think. But yeah, good night, all in all. Right, ladies and gents, as you can probably hear on the mic, the rain is back, and it has been unrelenting along with the wind for the last hour and a half. So I'm going to wrap the video up there. I'm going to get my stuff packed up best I can and get out of here. So I hope you've enjoyed the content, and I hope you've enjoyed this wild camp with me. I'll be out again very soon for another one. Until the next one, you stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again, guys. Bye bye.